it's Josh again. Just wanted to give you guys another workout. This is actually going to be a mobility workout to kind of help loosen you up. With all this social distancing and quarantine, having to kind of sit around a little bit more than you normally would, it's really easy for your body to kind of tighten up and for you just to feel a little stiff. So hopefully this little workout here can help loosen you up and everything. If you can do it every day, that'd be great. Obviously, you don't have to, but if you could do it even 2-3 times a week, you'll start to feel a little bit better. And start to feel your body loosen up and everything, all right? So all that you need for equipment is you can have a mat. If you don't need one, but you can have one if you want. And then also you will need a foam roller. If you don't have a foam roller, you could also use like a baseball or like a lacrosse ball or something. Just a ball that's hard that kind of fits in your hand. If you do end up using like a baseball or something, it will be a lot more intense, but you still get a lot of benefit out of it, because I know that not everybody has a foam roller just laying around their house. So we'll kind of get started. We got 11 exercises I'll take you through, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So first one, taking the foam roller, we're actually going to foam roll our IT band, so that's right along from our hip down to our knee on that outside here. We're actually going to just lay on it. This is probably going to be pretty tender for some of you guys, but we're just going to go all the way from the top of our knee to our hip, just up and down the side there, just like such. If it gets to be too intense, this leg that's on the foam roller, just put a little bit of weight on your foot here, and that'll make it a little bit easier, okay? So you want to make 10 passes down and back on the right side and the left side. After that, we're going to foam roll our adductors. So right in here, this one you want to put the foam roller vertically. You lay it down here, leg off to the side. Make sure your knee is like at a 90-degree angle here. We're just rolling back and forth. This one should feel pretty good. So now we're going all the way from our groin, inside of our groin, to our knee, just on the inside of the knee. So once again, about 10 or 15 passes on each side. If it feels a little easy, or like you need something a little bit more intense, just lean into it a little bit more and get more of your body weight onto it. All right. Next one, we're actually going to hit our glutes next. Glutes next, so we're going to sit on it. You can just sit here like this, you'll get something out of it. If you want to get even more, try to cross your leg over top. The leg that is over top of the leg that's down, that's going to be the glute that we're going to focus on, okay? So really try to focus on getting that whole glute, inside, outside, all the way up and down. Really lean into it. You should really kind of feel a little bit of a release here. It should feel pretty good. Same thing, 10 or 15 passes on the right side and the left side. From there, we'll be done with the foam roller, so you can just kind of put it off to the side. From there, we're going to do a little bit more dynamic stretching as opposed to just foam rolling and static stretching. So, next one. We land on our back. It's called bent knee iron cross. Hands to the side. This is for your lower back. Feet together. Try to keep your feet and knees together the best that you can. If they come apart a little bit, that's okay. Or just fold in over to the side. Hold for a second or two. And then fold over to the other side. If you want it to be more intense, have your head look the opposite way that your legs go. Alright, opposite way, you'll make it more intense down there in that lower back. This one should feel good also. That one's also 10 reps each side, okay? From there, we have back roll into a V-sit. So we're literally gonna roll onto our back, and we're gonna come forward and make a V with our legs, and we're gonna reach forward. So I'll show you what that one looks like. So we're rolling back onto our upper back, coming forward, making a V with our legs, and we're reaching as far forward as we can. So I'll show you again. Go into your back, make a V, reach out as far as you can. 10 there. Next one, we have rocking frog stretch. So I'll face you guys on this one. Try to have your feet together. We want a nice wide base with our knees here, okay? This one is stretch out your groin, stretch out your hips a little bit. So you can be on your hands. This one's, for some people, might be really, really tight. So if you can just be on your hands, that's fine. If on your hands feels a little too easy, you can go down onto your elbows. We're just rocking back and forth, coming forward, and then trying to sit back on our heels the best that we can. Take your time on this one, don't rush it. Just rock back and forth. You'll feel your hips loosen up a little bit as you go. If it's too hard, move your feet in closer. If it's a little too easy, move your feet wider. But once again, try to keep your feet together the whole time. Next one, we'll be in a quadruped position. So we're on all fours. Just gonna do hip circles, all right? Keeping our knees bent at 90 degrees here. Hip circles, 10 forward, 10 backwards. Really think about bringing that knee up as high as you can. Don't just be making a little baby circle. Bring that knee up to the ceiling. Okay, so 10 forward, 10 backwards on each side. From there, we'll get into a little bit of static stretching. We're going to do a little, it's called Spider-Mans. So you can stay in this position. We're going to take our foot, try to put it outside of our hand. If you can't quite get it outside of your hand, you can have it even with your hand too, but try to get it outside of your hand. And we're also going to try to bring that same elbow down as far as we can get. Now I can get to the floor, you might not be able to. You might just be able to get to here, that's perfectly okay. This is a really good stretch for your groin and to loosen up your hamstring also, okay? Kind of complements the frog stretch, all right? So we're just going down as far as we can, and switching, doing the other side. 10 each side there also. Remember, make sure the foot goes outside of your hand. From there, we have Messier squats. So you gotta stand up for this one. We're gonna be in a wide base. Nothing like super wide, but a pretty wide base for a squat. We're gonna squat down, and we're gonna shift side to side, staying low as we shift. We don't wanna shift and stand. We wanna stay low the whole time and shift side to side, trying your best to keep your feet flat. All right, so next one, we got 2 left. Next one, kind of 2 ways you can do this. So first option is just right here, stretching out your glute, like such. Probably the easiest option. Then another variation of it that you can do can actually be seated. So get in that same position with your ankle on top of your knee. Make sure this toe's straight. And just lean forward into it. You can kind of fold over if you want to. We're gonna hold at the bottom for 20 to 30 seconds, okay? So we're just down at the bottom. You're gonna feel it in the leg that's up, that glute. And just hold. Try to get a little bit further with every breath that you take. Last exercise is actually going to be to stretch out your hip flexor. Sitting around a lot makes your hip flexors really tight. Just a good way to help loosen them up. So we want our rear foot elevated right here. You can use your couch, you can use a chair. Just something that's probably 18 to 24 inches high, something like that. So rear foot's elevated. Notice I'm in a straight line. I'm not way out here. Straight line. Just rocking forward. And you'll feel a big stretch all the way from your hip flexor all the way down through your quad. Try to keep your chest up nice and tall and just hold right there. Once again, hold for 20 to 30 seconds. If that's a little too intense for you, bring it down to the floor. Bring it down to the floor here instead of having this rear foot elevated. Once again, though, still shift forward, and you'll still get a really nice stretch. Really nice stretch. If you want more of a stretch, take your hands above your head and lean to the opposite side of the leg that's down. All right? So 20 to 30 seconds there on each side. And that's all of our exercises, guys. I hope that made sense. Make sure to check out the actual typed up version. It'll help you out a little bit. But I hope you enjoy it. Hope you get something out of it.